You've already faced a quarterback this year who can pull the ball down, run, make explosive plays. You're going to face kind of a unique guy in McSorley. Can you maybe compare what you've seen in the past, maybe what you saw at TCU versus what you're going to see Saturday? Maybe why it's a different threat, especially in the red zone, why he's so good down there. Any thought on why he's maybe a unique threat?
He's a great quarterback, and we're studying him very hard. He does compare to Sean Robinson at TCU. We do have similarities of how we're going to play him compared to how we did against TCU. But yeah, they're both unique in their own way. McSorley has thrown the ball very well, extremely accurate, and can run the ball. So always do our assignments and always have somebody there to spy him in case we're rolling out of the pocket. And we just have to do our job, just like we did against TCU, to come out with a win.
Who's the best spy?
The best spy?
Who's the best spy in your room?
Well, I think we're switching out between me and Malik this week, so I don't know. Best spy, that's a hard one to answer.
You ever been a spy before?
In football, yes.
Yeah. That'd be cool if it was in the other way.
Yeah.
How have the linebackers played this year so far?
Pretty good. We have always room for improvement, but as far as doing our job, being in the right places at the right time, I think we're off to a good start.
Somebody brought up a weird stat, and I didn't even notice it from Saturday, that the starting linebackers didn't have a tackle in that game.
Yeah.
I thought I saw you in on a tackle at one or two times, but does that I don't know, does that surprise you to hear that?
It does, yes. But then again, we're playing against a wing T type of team. Again, it's assignment football. We have guys being at the right time. Linebackers, we're setting edges and filling gaps, and you're not going to run the ball where a gap's open. Or, I mean, your gap's closed. So.
Yeah. Hey, Pete, when you watch McSorley on tape, I mean, Urban Meyer gushes about how good a playmaker this guy is, and he never quits, etc. What do you watch? What do you see when you watch him? I mean, what comes to mind?
I see he has a lot of toughness. He's a great quarterback, the best one most likely we're going to see this year. He's just a guy that has a drive to win games, and he has a fast release, and there's always a chance of quarterback run, so we're always going to have to do that point.
Yeah, you know, he seems to go in streaks too. I mean, he's only averaging about, I think, 54% completion percentage, but he gets on these runs, you know what I mean? Is that obvious when you watch him on video? You probably don't watch consecutive video, but is it obvious that he's that kind of player that he can turn it on?
It is, yeah, and it shows on film. So, yeah he's a good guy.
Pete, the quarterbacks that you guys have faced the last couple of weeks have had some of this rushing ability, obviously Tulane, but TCU as well. Is there a lot of carryover from the last couple of weeks into this one?
It definitely does help that we've faced a lot of athletic quarterbacks, so we're definitely going to take that in account to when we go play Penn State this week. So it's definitely helped that we've seen that.
What from your vantage point at your position, what's the toughest thing about dealing with quarterbacks who can move like that?
It's just another threat. There's something else that could happen. You know, you're in your gap. You got to get out of it and go for the quarterback. So, just reading your keys a little bit harder is kind of what comes with the quarterback run.
You know, a lot of people make a good point about the environment over there, the atmosphere, white out the night and all that kind of stuff. But on defense, really, it's a little more quiet, isn't it? Because they're letting their offense run, right? I mean, what's your take on that?
I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and you have to respect that place. So the whiteout obviously is going to be really cool. But yeah, it is going to be kind of weird knowing that defense is really loud here. So going there with the quiet, I mean, it kind of helps us out a little bit. Get to talk a little bit more, but it's just a respectable place, and I'm excited to play there.
What is the key? Urban Meyer brought it up again today. I mean, one of his big problems are bad marks against the defense is obviously the several big plays y'all have given up. How much has that come up this week? Obviously, this is a big play offense y'all are going against. I mean, they like to hit the big play. You know, who doesn't like to hit the big play, right? But,
yeah, we've stressed that a lot.
And so when you stress it, what do you do? What do you talk about there? What gets fixed?
We're just talking about they're a team that has big plays, and if you cut out their big plays, they're kind of shut down. They live off the big plays, so if we do the right thing and focus on our jobs like coaches preach to us, then we'll give up that opportunity to make big plays for them, and then left with that, they don't have much.
I watched 8 minutes of highlights from the Penn State-Illinois game. You probably watched more film than that on Penn State this week. But I thought I saw them hit a couple throws in the middle of the field. Is McSorley in the intermediate passing game with some of the guys they have, is that something they think that, that you think maybe they do pretty well, and how do you feel about you guys maybe defending that part of the game?
Yeah, watching film, and I've seen a lot of it, deep throws over the middle. Yeah, they do a good job of spreading out the field. McSorley has a great arm. He's good at getting receivers open downfield. So yeah, I've seen it a lot on film, and I think they're going to go to that a lot.
And how do you think you guys are against that?
I think we're perfectly fine. We'll be at the right place.
I know you were discussing being a spy earlier. What's the key to doing that well?
Just reading the quarterback, seeing the open fits. If you see an open fit, go attack them. But you just got to keep your eyes in the right place, and you can't get over leveraged. Can't get sucked into the line and not be able to get off and get the quarterback.
It doesn't sound all that different than what your job would be as just a regular old linebacker, is it? Does it feel that different or no?
It's very different.
Okay.
Just reading one thing with a spy on the quarterback, that's a lot less complicated than reading the offensive line, reading the running back, tight end, all that type of thing. So spy is definitely, it's a hard thing to do, but not nearly as difficult than playing the regular linebacker.
So it might be harder physically, but easier mentally? Is that what you're saying, maybe?
I wouldn't say harder physically. I would say. But
to keep up with a guy like McSorley, though, might be.
Yes, of course, yeah.
You've talked about how he's similar to the last two guys you've faced. How is he different? Obviously, he's a guy who's played a long time in the Big Ten. What qualities does he have that maybe you guys haven't seen?
He's a winner. He's a person that wins. He's a lot of toughness compared to the guys we've faced. He probably throws a little bit better ball, but overall, he is a better team too. But he's just a guy that refuses to lose. He's a winner, so that makes him different.
When you face a guy like that as a linebacker, a defense player, is that exciting? Is that why you come to a place like Ohio State for this
Of course.
type of challenge? You
come to places like this to live for these big games. You're not going to come for the smaller games. You want to live for this moment playing in Happy Valley. This is all what you come to Ohio State for.
What do you remember about Landers back? What does that mean? I mean, especially in light of not having Nick out there, different position, I know, but what does BB's return mean?
He's a great football player, especially up the middle, and getting to the quarterback. Just the ability to stop the run better and get the quarterback a little bit faster would be nice seeing in there.
Seeing as how big this game is this week, Pete, do you notice a different intensity level with Urban as opposed to any other week, or is it pretty much same old?
It is a bigger game. The intensity is a little bit higher, but then again, intensity in practice is always very high. But yeah, definitely a little step up this week, which is understandable, So.
Considering the last 2 years, do you feel like you're taking part in like sort of a classic series? A lot of people look at this rivalry. I mean, it's been crazy, to a certain extent. I mean, what's it like to be in the midst of that kind of rivalry?
It's a great feeling. It's unbelievable, honestly. Just taking every moment for granted, and going out there and playing as hard as you can and trying to get the win is something that makes this rivalry special.
Hey Pete, the Penn State offense kind of starts slowly and then they just pile it on in the second half. Have you noticed what are they doing differently in the second half?
They're a team that stays on you. A lot of teams kind of, I haven't seen much fatigue shown in them. They kind of pound it toward you. A lot of the games they've had, they've pulled away at the end. They start out really close and they pull away. So there's just a team that always wants to stay in there, fight, and we just got to match our tempo with theirs and prepare better than they do and make sure they don't pull away like they do.
The rotation that you guys have on defense would seem to help you in this game then.
Yes, of course.
Does the fact that you guys haven't allowed a fourth quarter touchdown, is that a sense of pride carrying into this game given what you just said?
Of course, yeah. I think it does help out a lot because knowing them, big fourth quarter team, it definitely has some big factor toward it.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah,
They scored 5.